conclusion, the outcome of the game. I didn't get that memo. Did you?
Hell no.
Did you get that?
Nope.
All right, then let's make sure we're going to go out here with an expectation to win. That's how we're going to play the game.
Yeah, and that's what you get for Sunday Night Football here with the 12s for life. Getting ready to talk about the Seahawks versus the Pittsburgh Steelers coming up in just over an hour. And what we'll be doing is we'll be hanging out with you till shortly before 5 o'clock. And then anybody who joins us, we will then raid NorbCam's channel. At least I think that's the word. So quickly, I've got BJ and Rain and Cameron and Nick LeBeau. You guys ready to do this thing tonight, man?
Oh yeah,
sir.
Hey, let's do it. All right, we're getting after it right now. All right, well, there you go. It's time to play some real football, and I mean by real football, like we got to win this game tonight. So let me say hi to the fellas who have joined us here. Again, we got BJ from the great state of Tennessee, and we got Rain, the Rainmaker from back in Virginia, and we got Cameron from out here in Washington, and Nick LeBeau from Washington, and
yes.
I'm also from Washington, but I'm kind of global. I'm Coach Marsh with the Coach for Life channel. So guys, welcome. Make sure you're unmuted so I'll be able to talk to you. Rain, let's start with you, man. How you doing?
Doing fine. Just getting ready for the game tonight. My brother's actually a Steelers fan, so I'm going to be, talking to him a lot, or trash talking him a lot at least. So, yeah, I'm pretty hyped.
Whoa, he's a Steelers fan. So what does that mean for the household? Who roots for who in the old household? If you're Seahawks, he's Steelers, what are the parents going to root for?
My parents, they're like, my dad, he's like whatever team, but he's like a Washington football team fan, Eagles fan. My mom, she really doesn't kind of watch football. But I mean, other than that, like me and my brother and my brother-in-law, my brother-in-law is an Eagles fan. So we usually play them a couple times every so years. And I always get on him too. I'd be like, you lost that game, really? And then when we lose a game, I'm a little quiet, but still.
Yeah, man. I hear it.
It is what it is.
I'm glad to have you on, man.
Yes, ma'am. Oh, yes, sir. I'm sorry.
That's all right. Hey, man, that's all right. Cameron Hughes, haven't seen you for a while. It's so great to have you on. It's been a while since you've been able to do a show with us. So how are things going for you? I know you're playing football right now too. It's been fun to receive some of your videos of some games and things like that. But tell me how things are going for you personally and everything else.
Yeah, I'm doing good. I actually took a month-long break from YouTube because I started football and school at the same time. So
yeah, you're a busy guy, but I know that behind the scenes it's been fun receiving texts from you, just talking about all sorts of different things. You always chime in even though you're not able to be on a show. It's fun after our shows or when Nick and I are doing special teams or something like that. You always have some awesome stuff. So I look forward to just shooting the breeze with you tonight on our pregame talk. It's just kind of some dudes hanging out. We're not agenda set on this one. And then Nick LeBeau. I know it's only been maybe like an hour since we last connected because we're doing a lot of connecting based on our show. And
for sure,
obviously going to be doing stuff with these guys, and I've got a lot of personal shows that are coming out this next week as well. But tell us how things are going on your end. I know how things are going, but tell us how things are going for you.
Oh no, yeah, things are going good. I'm amped for the game tonight. It's a must-win game, and I'm confident in Gino and our overall team that we can step up to the plate on prime time. I like to say we're a prime time team. We always play good on prime time. So yeah,
Yeah, I think everybody likes to think that, right? And then we played a primetime game, what, about 10 days ago? And
right.
unfortunately, some stuff happened. And you know, I think, guys, we all know that, you know, what happened to Russ. I don't want to hash or rehash all that type of stuff. What I think what's fun tonight is, you know, let's talk about the game. Not only tonight's game, but I think what's fun is also we had some games earlier today. By the time we're done here, I'll show a few clips from some crazy stuff in the morning session. I didn't have time to pull clips in the afternoon from the afternoon games, and I know we'll have some updates of some games as well from you guys as we're going along. So Rain, I'm gonna come to you. What are your thoughts on tonight's matchup? You know, I'm not looking for keys to the game, but just natural thoughts. Whether it's Gino, whether it's establishing our run game, or whether it's stopping their running game. What do you think are kind of the key pivot points?
I think one of the things that we like, I know you said not a lot of keys or something, but I think one thing that might be big is potentially stopping Chase Claypool from literally just going ham on us, because our cornerbacks are not that great, and we've literally gotten stomped over against Woods last week or primetime on Thursday, and I mean I think we just need to really shut down Chase Claypool. If we can get Gino to start throwing the ball efficiently and not having him, you know, he played good in like the last couple minutes that he played. But I think we just need to be consistent. Maybe start the run game a lot. But other than that, I think we just need to get our pass game going, get DK amped up and stuff like that. But really, really stop Chase Claypool from going crazy.
Yeah, says the guy who was formerly DK and Norbar Goats. I could see where you want DK to get the ball, right? So, yeah, no doubt about it. How about you, Cameron? What do you think?
I think, this game ultimately comes down to how well the defense plays and also how Gino plays, because obviously bad quarterback play doesn't lead to wins a lot of the time. And also that combined with how our defense has been playing could be a huge problem, especially against the Steelers, who typically play pretty good defense and have had a pretty good quarterback over the past 2 decades. So I think the Seahawks will stick with what they did last week and kind of call plays that fit into Gino's style of play, which goes back to when he was with West Virginia, like that spread offense. And I think a player that could kind of break out tonight is Penny Hart.
Yeah.
He kind of like that Tavon Austin.
Talk about Penny Hart, because there's probably people that may watch or jump on and go, who? Right? when you get to these type of players, you know, whether it's our opponents or whether it's backups or people we just pick up, a lot of times people don't know. So talk about Penny Hart for a second.
He's not the tallest, but he's a quick, speedy guy like Tavon Austin, who Geno Smith played with, and they like to use him on those like the end around plays.
Yeah.
I thought he would win the number 3 receiver job out of training camp, but he got hurt. So he's definitely got some ability. So I think you could see a little bit of him tonight.
Good points, man. Nick LeBeau, what do you think? Keys to a Seahawks victory, even though I said no, not keys, but go for it. Let's turn this into a keys to Seahawks victory tonight.
Yeah, to win, it's definitely going to be about how the defense plays. The Steelers arguably have the number 1 defense in the league. It's definitely top 5. And both offenses are very questionable. So far this season, the Steelers have not played very efficient on offense. And as for Seattle, our offense is good, but we have a brand new quarterback. What can we expect from Geno Smith? I'm confident, but I think it's ultimately going to be about how the defense plays. Going back to what Rain said, can't be giving up big plays to Chase Claypool and Deontay Johnson, because there's no way we're going to win this game if we do so. Our corners need to stay consistent. Getting our rookie Trey Brown coming off the IR. He's healthy for this game. We'll see how many reps he gets. And then also, I'm surprised no one's mentioned it yet. Najee Harris, the number one running back taken in the draft. He's looking good so far this season. We got to stop him. Our run defense has not been super good, but we need to revert back to our old habits of our run defense being super good if we want to win this game.
Good stuff, man. Good stuff. All right, we can come back to the Seahawks here in a few minutes, but what else is going on around the league? Anybody see anything?
Yeah.
Or some big time games. Obviously, in our we start with the NFC West, right? I mean, Arizona,
Yeah.
man.
6-0.
What is talk about Arizona for a second? What do you see going on there? Are we gonna be able to catch those guys? I mean, is this thing legit with what's going on? First game, they get 5 sacks from Chandler Jones, and then the other guys stepping up, and
Yeah.
you can argue that Murray is one of the top 3 dudes for MVP. So what do you guys think about Arizona and what they're doing? And how they're taking care of business, or any other teams for that matter?
I think one of the things is they haven't had, I wouldn't say like a very good team, but they haven't had, like, obviously the Rams and the Browns and the Titans are good teams, but I think they play the Texans next week, and I think once they play the Packers, then that'll be really a rude awakening for them to, okay, like they may lose that game, but I think it will be, a wake-up call. Be like, okay, you're still in the league. You're not just, I'm assuming they'll win the Texans game. And they'll be 7-0, and they'll go into the game all, hype. It's Thursday night as well. So I think the Packers game will be a rude awakening, and they honestly could just win out because they play the 49ers, Panthers, Seahawks, Bears. They play Rams again. I don't know how that's going to work, but they play the Lions and a bunch of teams that are not good. They play the Seahawks again, January 9th, last game of the season. They could potentially go 17-0, but I wouldn't count on it, considering that they, like I said, they do play the Packers. But I think they just need a wake up call. That's all.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, building off of what Rain said, it reminds me a lot of the 49ers a few seasons ago. They started off, I think, 8-0, then fell one to us, and then a couple others fell. This is definitely going to be a playoff team, in my opinion. I think they're poised right now with the Rams to win the division. No doubt, I think, like I said, they're going to be a playoff team. And they've beaten good opponents. I mean, I know the Browns this week were a little banged up. They had some injuries at offensive line. I think a couple defensive linemen out. But, I mean, they still beat them 37-14. That's not a close score. And the Browns offense is definitely something, even without Nick Chubb. And with the Cardinals, I mean, Kyler Murray's playing very good, and their offense can score. It can score pretty quick. And you can rely on their defense, too, to not necessarily be the best in the league, maybe not even top 5, but they can hold their own, and they remind me a lot of kind of some old Seahawks defenses, kind of a bend but don't break. They're not going to be the best defense in the league, but they're certainly not going to be the worst. So, Arizona is definitely a no-joke team.
Yeah, without a doubt. So let me show you something that took place today, if you didn't get a chance to see it, with regards to the old Arizona team. Let me bring it up here. This is Hopkins. I mean, when teams, I think everybody around the league, or the 12s and everybody else, we talk about our 2 wide receivers and just how great we are. And sometimes I think we get a little egocentric, right? We think that we have the only 2 great wide receivers, but there's lots of teams that have 2 great wide receivers or 3 great wide receivers. So this took place earlier today. Here's Hopkins right here, and again, this isn't a breakdown stuff. It's just some cool things. There's 2 hot blitzers that are coming here, so he becomes a quick hot receiver. But just watch the move the guy makes afterwards. I mean, it is pretty unbelievable. So you'll see here in just a second as it comes up. He's the hot receiver, gets it. 2 guys coming, boom, and gone. I mean, that's
man.
ankle breaker.
And to think the Texans gave up him for a washed running back in a 5th round
ankle
pick.
Breaker right there. That is just nice.
Man.
And they just got Zach Ertz as well.
Yeah,
man.
If you guys did not know that.
So so again, this isn't about talking about them, but it's just some fun plays I saw earlier today.
He's a phenomenal player, and they've that's something they're no joke about. Another point too, they got 3 really good receivers besides Hopkins, and also They had a blowout win against the Browns, who's a good team. They didn't even have their head coach. He was out with
you're
COVID.
right.
So they're
Yeah.
I think Vance Joseph, who's their defensive coordinator, he
And
was
I love
subbing
that
in.
guy.
Yeah,
He had a strong as head coach, and we've talked about it. And I think we see it here in Seattle, right? Some guys are made to be head coaches, some guys are made to be coordinators, and some guys are made to be position coaches. Some guys are just not made to be coaches. Period. Right? They're made to do something else.
Right.
So I think that's what we're looking at as fans here. Is man, do we have the right guys coaching the spots, and do we have the right things? I mean, I'm a big fan of Pete, and when I look around, it's like, man, I will always defend Pete Carroll and want him to stay because I think it's too easy to run guys out. And I love what we talked about prime time at the very beginning of this, right? Prime time games. Pete Carroll knows how to win prime time games. It goes all the way back to when he was at USC, and I don't count anything that he did prior to that, right, with the Jets or anything else, because you learn. I mean, you guys are different than you were 3 or 4 years ago. So what else, man, around the league's going on?
So
what do we got? Rain, what do you got?
We got a tight game in New England, 26-29. The Cowboys are coming out to kick it right now. So let's see.
Man, 26-29. So we'll keep us posted on that one. That's some good stuff. Hey, what about the Rams? They're definitely doing their thing.
Rams.
I've got something for you there with regards to the Rams.
They cleaned up.
I was trying to decide whether I should save this for our special teams show, but I thought, it's too good. We'll probably still talk about it then. But Johnny Hecker is a guy who actually went to Bothell out here in Seattle area. Actually, it's where my wife went to high school. So he went to the same high school that my wife did. And so he's pretty well known. But watch, they wouldn't allow us to get the very beginning of the play, or allow me through the piece that I get it from. But basically, Giants left this guy wide open. I have no idea, guys, how in the NFL, at the NFL level, you cannot cover a flyer when you're not coming to blitz. So he's wide open. And on the replay, which I won't show you, he's just waving his hands like crazy. And you could tell that Hecker's like, just stop calling attention to yourself. So, and Hecker, I mean, he's known for doing this, right? It's not like this is some fucking surprise. I mean, you guys ever seen Hecker do a fake punt before? But look at this. Yeah. Like, wouldn't you think of – and here's the craziest part, guys, as we get BJ back in. Craziest part about that play, and these are the things that I look for, like in Seahawks games. Yeah. Right, like our prime time, all those different things. Where he caught the ball was the Giants sideline. Like, wouldn't you think you'd be yelling, "Hey, get over here! Somebody cover those things." So it's funny when that type of stuff happens.
Especially having your head coach be a guy that was previously a special teams coordinator.
Donnie Pearson wants the Cowboys. Obviously, he's rooting. Look at this. We even just got an update from Donnie.
Yeah, he just made it.
Kick is good. 29-29. So good stuff all the way around. Yeah,
Mac Jones can pull a Tom Brady here.
Here's a question for you as we get ready for the Hawks, and then the last 15 minutes or so, we will go hardcore Hawks talk. Kansas City Chiefs, right? Going into today, they'd lost 3 of the last 5, kind of big games, or 4 of the last 6 big games they played, including the Super Bowl. Even today, Mahomes, he threw his I know it's at least his seventh interception. Tyler Parcher, thanks for coming on. There's Tyler right there, always joining with us. It's great. But yeah, he threw, they're always throwing these plays with, Kansas City. And I think people have started to figure out a little bit of the maybe Russ syndrome, right? Where someone comes on, they do great, and then people start to pick up on it. What do you think? Do you think there's any truth to that people have started to pick up on the $500 million man? Or is it more a nature of other things? Like, I know that Tyreek Hill, he's dropped a lot of passes. I know Kelsey may have broke his wrist today. So lots of interesting stuff. What do you guys think?
I think the NFL or the teams that have played the Kansas City Chiefs have figured out what they're doing. On an interview with Indy Reid, a reporter asked, "Did you see this coming?" which was the 2-3 start. He said no. So I'm assuming that they have the same game plan as previous years, and not changing it. So this is kind of going back to Seahawks, but not really. I think it's kind of traveling over what we did last year, firing offensive head coach Brian Schottenheimer. I don't know if they're going to keep doing what they're doing. Obviously, they won against the football team, but I think teams are starting to figure it out, and it's like kitchen nightmares. If you guys know the TV show with Gordon Ramsay, and they're cooking and stuff like that. Chef Jackatar probably knows. But they're cooking, and the chefs like to go back to their old ways. And usually the old ways are the bad ways. So I think what's going on is the same thing with the Seahawks. Like, our offense is not clicking. We need to fix it. And the Kansas City Chiefs are not doing it. I don't know if they're gonna surprisingly lose another game to a not great team. But I think, like I said, teams are starting to figure it out, and I don't know if the offensive coach and head coach are changing it at all.
Yeah, BJ, what do you think?
Yeah.
I mean, like,
Oh, sorry, BJ.
Kansas City Chiefs. City Chiefs. What do you think's going on with Kansas City Chiefs?
I just really think that they're overhyped this year. I don't think they're.
You think they're what?
Team. Overhyped.
Oh, overhyped. A lot of money spent on.
I mean, yeah.
There's a great mic'd up piece. Go ahead, BJ. Go ahead.
Yeah, just thinking about it. I mean, not just this year, but most likely in the future, they're gonna have money problems because of the half a billion man they have.
Yeah. Like they say, eventually you have to pay that credit card. Got to pay that credit card eventually.
Yeah.
Here, I'll show you something that took place in their game today, which is kind of nuts.
Oh.
So I think this may be part of not their problem, but this may help them a little bit because I know Andy Reid's always looking for wide receivers that are quality. Here in this game, not watching it. I mean, I like their quarterback too, but check out this play. We'll just watch it first. See what happens as it comes up here. Here he goes. Check out who's wide open. That's right, the defensive end, like Hans McGee right there. Like, that is solid. And I love when they do these, when they go opposite angle and you can really see it really, really well. Nothing. I mean, look at this, man. That's a great angle. Just boom.
That's elite ball placement right there.
That is, man. That is crazy. Why wouldn't you say, hey?
Yep, we're in the best uniforms in the game.
We're going.
That quarterback knew that he's like, hey, this guy is wide open. And they're always saying, throw it right in their hands. Boom, right there, right?
Right in the hands.
Yeah.
Elite
gotta be honest, man.
Look at that uniform combo, though. That's elite.
Isn't there
elite ball placement, elite uniforms.
We are in overtime in New England.
Great, good update. Cameron, I got a question for you based on what I just saw there, what we just saw there. And I know you're playing football and doing a lot of these different things. The gloves. Who do you think would be the best wide receiver or DB? Because I know you're both sides of the ball. And you're a three-way guy, too, because you got some – and you did make a great block on the special team – or great, special teams play that you sent me. Without gloves, let's go back to the prehistoric era. Who would be the best wide receiver and or corner in the National Football League today? Today's players, so not past players, but today's players, based on what you've seen, how they catch, how they use their hands. I'm going to Cameron first. I'll give you guys a chance to think about it. I know I kind of put you on the spot on it, but I always think, take these gloves off these dudes and let's see who can really catch the ball like they did in the past. Even Jerry Rice admitted to the fact that he put stickum on his hands and then he can wear the gloves. So it's like, man, who are really the true wide receivers? All these one-handed catches did great, but I got a pair of those Seahawk sticky gloves you put together that makes a Seahawk. Man, I kid you not. I think I could just hang from the top of my, under part of my roof and just stick it. So, Cameron, what do you think? I was trying to buy you some time there to answer the question. And anybody else that's chatting in the comments, who do you think would be the best wide receiver? Hold on. I got to give you a quick 10-second while you think about it. Eric loves to come on. He says this every time. Coach isn't dead. Yeah, that is correct. Knock on wood. Coach is still rocking and rolling. 50 years old, hippiest. Who says hippiest? Hippest grandpa in America. That's the target. I'll be 50 in a few months. All right, Cameron, I've bought you some time now, man.
Yeah.
Even drew up a hook and ladder play behind you so you could see a hook and ladder play. Who is the best? Eric, thanks for joining the show. Who's the best wide receiver? Who do you think would be if you had to choose one wide receiver to play, but he couldn't play with gloves?
Well, first, in my experience, you have to be used to them. And because the gloves that
can you speak up just a little bit louder or pull your phone just a little bit closer to you? Yeah, there you go. Perfect. Thanks, buddy.
So first, in my experience, you have to be used to the gloves. Like the gloves that I used for the first couple weeks this season, I had been wearing for like 2 years, and I could.
Now, this before that, Daniel's the first one. DK, Daniel has not watched my breakdown videos, man. I love that you're a DK fan. That's awesome. I think I'd probably choose DK third on the Seattle Seahawks, maybe fourth behind a couple the linebacker or two. Love the dude. I don't know that he'd be the best pass catching guy yet. In time, he will be. Just not. I'd give anything to spend a day with DK Metcalf. Not that I'm the perfect guy coaching, but I think I could definitely give him a few pony tricks. Cameron, Daniel, thanks for answering the question, though, dude. Love it. All right. What do you think, Cameron?
Yeah, so, well, first of all, you have to be used to the gloves. The gloves that I used for the first a couple weeks of the season, I could like catch anything in them because I've been wearing them for 2 years. And I got new gloves, and I dropped the very first pass that I caught that I got with them because I wasn't used to them. But they definitely do help. So to answer your question, a cornerback that I think would be really good with gloves is Mel Blount. I'm pretty sure he didn't wear gloves. I just remember he used to wear a whole bunch of stickum. And a receiver, I think Steve Largent would have been pretty good with the gloves on, and there's another receiver that I can't remember his name.
Pick a current wide receiver. Who do you think would be a current wide receiver? Yeah. I'm sorry, I misstated the question. I said Steve Largent because he didn't use gloves back in the day. What I want to know is who do you think would be the guy that if you could take one of today's wide receivers and take the gloves off? Because we see the OBJ catch, right? That was kind of the initial first one-handed crazy. But, man, take off the gloves. Does he make the catch? Do other dudes make these catches without those gloves on?
Devontae Adams. Definitely.
Yeah. I would definitely put him at the top of the list.
Yeah.
I look for guys that bring the claws. We always talk about, you always hear guys have soft hands. Your pads can be soft, but your pad of your hands. But you got to bring the claws to the party. We always say circle up, triangle arms, and catch the football with your claws. So crazy stuff. Nick LeBeau, we had a question that came in from Swift Highlights asking, do you think Alex Collins will be a factor tonight?
For sure. I'm such an Alex Collins fan.
Yeah, you are.
I think if we use him the right way, which in my opinion is kind of towards the outside, give him some holes, maybe throw in some more tight ends, maybe a fullback even to block, because Pittsburgh's defensive line is no joke. They're very good. If we use Collins the right way, which is, I think, kind of around the outside, get some holes for him, out of the backfield, quick passes, he's definitely going to be a factor, and especially in the red zone.
Yeah, without a doubt. BJ, big factor tonight for Pittsburgh. What do you think Pittsburgh's going to try to do to win? If you're Pittsburgh's offense and you have Big Ben time to retire Roethlisberger and you have stud running back, kind of beast mode, I'm not going to say 2.0. Say beast mode 1.25734 for you math geeks that are out there. And by geek, I mean like cool, like very cool. But what do you think? What are you going to – you have to choose something, right? You can't just say, oh, well, we're going to pass against them and run against them and do this and do that, inside run and outside run. Be kind of specific. Yeah. What are you going to try to attack against the Seahawks' vaunted defense?
All right. Well, this is really for the defenses, both defenses. This really could go for both. Is make the quarterbacks win the game. What I mean by that is make Big Ben have to make deep throws. Like I see our corners 10 yards deep. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm just going to not even watch the game. Because if we're playing our corners 10 yards deep against Big Ben, I mean, what's the point of even watching? Because, I mean, he can't throw over 10 yards. And then Geno Smith, I mean, you don't really know what to expect out of him, but then,
Now, is that a fact? Like, he really can only throw it 10 yards? Can't throw one 10 yards? Man,
no,
that's
but
crazy.
It's not far.
It's very not far.
Big Ben went to the same college.
I mean, that'll get you
Ohio.
first down if we're really playing that deep, our corners that deep.
Yeah.
Hey, Donnie Pearson, we appreciate I'm watching the comments. Appreciate the updates on the old Dallas. Only Dallas always gets the afternoon prime time. Like they're a morning team, right? Prime time stuff. Although they're not playing it. Definitely. Next score wins the game. Appreciate it. There's Sky High Aviation. Happy to see Cameron back. Look at that right there. How about that, Cameron? A little welcome back party.
I know.
All right, I'm going to keep doing that, but I want to show you one more play from earlier from the morning games. This was crazy. Again, it's another. It's going to be another special teams one, but we will definitely talk about this one, Nick LeBeau, on our show because we saw this take place. We've seen this take place a couple times, and I'm concerned that there's something going on in the NFL. I am a conspiracy guy, when it comes to like the JFK bullet theory. When it comes to why did the Mariners win 116 games and not make it to the World Series, a lot of those things. Like I'm always checking that stuff out. But check this out. Okay, now first of all, Jacksonville. Okay, Jacksonville. They are in the 6th game of the season, and they had not made a field goal in the first 5 games. I mean, think about that. NFL team, no made field goal. First 5 games. Okay, so he makes one earlier in the game. And now this is later in the game, basically to either win or put it ahead, but it doesn't matter. Just watch the ball in flight. And I'm glad they got it from behind. Check this out. There it is. No way. What the heck just happened there? Are you kidding me? I'm telling you, Nick, have we not talked about this like 20,000
times? Oh, for sure. I mean, it's crazy. And
and I'll tell you who nailed it, Nick, before you even say it. Donnie Pearson nailed exactly what I was just about to say. It's London.
Yep.
See, it's the Florida battle in the heart of the United Kingdom. He's absolutely right. You get this, but it's happened over here. It's like these southerly winds, and this is why again we wanted to ask Sky High Aviation if I was going to ask Sky High if he came on the show. Sky High, is it the cirrostratus clouds? Is it the cumulus clouds? What's causing this to take place? But come on, man, how many times have we seen this? I mean, no, that's the one he made earlier, right here. I mean,
it kind of reminds me of soccer. Like
it's just nutty.
Crazy.
This is Ted Lasso stuff. Look at this ball. Even
it's like
Kevin Harlan. Kevin Harlan, I think, was calling the game, and he's like, "It's no good." And then like halfway, he's like, "Whoa, wait a minute! Look where the ball's going."
It's like
he got lucky.
I mean, there's the ball right there. It's going over here. Look at that sucker turn back in and barely get in through the uprights. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, you know why? Because they need quarterbacks and coaches to stay in the elite, in the upper echelon. And nobody's talking much about Trevor Lawrence right now, right? So we better have Jacksonville win a game. Now I'm kidding. Here's a great update from Sky High Aviation, who apparently is circulating around and telling us that the Cowboys have won the game. Can we have that confirmed by someone on the show, please?
I can confirm that. It's Dak to CD Lamb.
I never want to be the guy who throws stuff out there. Hey, Dak, that dude is unreal. And his personal story, like I'm not a Cowboys fan. Huge Dak Prescott fan, without a doubt. All right, guys, we got about 7 minutes left before we raid over to Norb Cam's pregame show. What are you thinking about the Hawks? Like, what are the big? I want to come back to you, PJ, because you didn't quite get to finish what you were saying. What do you think Pittsburgh's going to try to do to beat our Seahawks?
They're going to try and make Geno Smith win the game for the Hawks. I mean, if I was the
defense, so Ben Roethlisberger and the Pittsburgh offense is going to make our quarterback beat us. The Pittsburgh offense is going to make our quarterback beat us. That would be one impressive thing if their offense can stop our offense.
That would be.
I'm kidding. So you're saying that obviously the Geno factor is going to be huge.
Yeah.
I'm ecstatic about Geno. Go ahead, say your thought, BJ.
Yeah, it really comes down to the quarterbacks. Like the quarterback factor is a huge thing in this game. If not, whoever has a better quarterback wins.
And it doesn't kind of feel like that Pittsburgh is kind of playing with a backup. I mean, I'm not a big fan of Big Ben off the field, but he's had his moments and he's definitely done some good stuff as a player. But he's definitely not the elite. He's not aging like Tom Brady. Let's put it that way, right? So no doubt. Rain, what do you think? What are you looking for in tonight's game? What are you excited to see that you really hope happens, man? You hope Dixon gets a triple punt off tonight?
I'm excited to see what Geno can do. I think this game will really be.
What are you excited about with Geno? I think we can all say that we're excited to see him. I mean, without a doubt, everybody who's a 12 wants to see what Geno can do. But I have 3 specific things that I won't go into. I want you guys to have this time. What specifically do you want to see from Geno? Is it how he runs with the football when he's scrambling? Does he stay in the pocket? Does he stay with the West Coast offense? Does he throw the short yardage stuff? Is it how he handles third down efficiency? Is it time of possession? What do you really want to see with Geno?
I want him to stay calm. I want to see him stay calm, be very precise on where he's throwing the ball. Just be a Russell Wilson 2.0.
Hold on.
If you can,
do you want him to be Russell Wilson 2.0? Because I'm going to say what you said on the first part is spot on. You want him to I think he's going to make his progressions, but basically it should be read 1, read 2, throw it. I don't know that Russell is that. Again,
okay,
we all know that we all would agree that Russell's better, and he's so this isn't anything about Russell. I'm just looking at Geno, but I think what you're saying is absolutely right. I just don't know that you want him to be Russell 2.0 versus stick with the West Coast offense progression. So go ahead and continue on.
So I didn't explain it fully, but I'm going to now.
You got about 30 seconds. I'll make sure everybody has a chance.
So I want him to just be, like I said, stay calm in the pocket. Look through his progressions. Got him. Boom. Hand the ball off.
What if he doesn't got him? Does he
doesn't
scramble out of there, or does he throw it away? What do you want?
Scramble, see if you can extend the play, and if not, throw it out. I think that'll be a good key because, like I said, the defensive line for
that Nick LeBeau's on the edge of his seat right now. He so badly wants to.
Is very good. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I just want Geno to stay calm and see what he can do because I think that'll determine the outcome of the next few weeks and then our bye.
Yeah, absolutely. We all want him to succeed, right? I mean, we're all Russell Wilson fans, but we want Geno to succeed because he's paid his dues, he's waited his time. We're very lucky that Russ has made it 10 years without even getting hurt. And then, of all the things, he spends all that money on these trainers, and then he gets a mallet finger. The one thing you can't train for with weightlifting and mental health, mental stuff and all that stuff, you just there's not. I haven't found any exercises that train the old tendon on the mallet. Nick, I'm gonna let you just. No. I'm gonna keep the tension tight on you. I'm not gonna let you say anything yet. Cameron Hughes, what are you looking forward to tonight? Geno or anybody else?
Well, obviously Geno, but I mean,
you can give me a specific on Geno. Go ahead, give me a specific thing you want to see out of him.
Well, I have two things. First, I want to talk about the defense.
Yeah, go for it. Go for it.
I think any quarterback in the NFL could hit the wide open receivers the Rams had last week. The Steelers watched film. They're going to see how they can scheme up our defense and get received. I mean, the Rams ran one play concept, I think, 13 times.
Yes.
And we failed to.
They ran 13 times, same concept.
Yeah.
Just ran it out different formations. I mean, that's what the true West Coast offense is. It's picking a play and trying to see if you can run that same play and motion and shift and all those other things. So that's a great call, Cameron.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, I think any NFL offensive coordinator can see that and do the same thing the Rams did, and to But for offense, for Geno Smith, I think, I think last week he was a little slow with his progressions. I think on the later in the first drive, he had Disley wide open over the middle, and then Lockett open down the field, and then he saw Disley when he cut up the field. So I mean, it'd be nice to see him. I mean, I can't be too.
And Cameron, you're the one guy playing football right now. We just got a couple minutes left. I'll make sure we get to you, Nick. I know you're just I got stuff to say. Cameron, because I know you're playing right now, obviously big difference, don't you think, between coming in right off the bench where you've received maybe 10 to 20% of the reps during the week and getting 100% of the reps during the week to prep, right? Yeah. So you're absolutely right? Maybe slowing the progression, made some good plays here and there because he is a great, he's a great athlete. But I don't really count the New York Jets time because who flourishes with the Jets in the last decade? Yeah. So I think you're spot on, and I think having that week of time, don't you think that that's going to help, that he gets to have the reps and gets to get the timing down a little bit more?
Yeah.
The bummer is that I don't know if Russell invited him to go work out with all those receivers during the summertime, and now I'm wishing
probably
he did. Great points. Nick LeBeau.
Okay, so what I want to say is I don't want Geno to be Russell Wilson. I want Geno to be Geno and solely Geno. I think that if he's trying to be Russell Wilson and trying to do all the scrambling and extending the plays and doing these crazy double loop, throw it under your feet or whatever, it's not going to work. We're going to lose the game because the fact is Geno is not Russ. Geno's a much different quarterback than Russ. So what I want Geno to do is I want Geno and the Seahawks game plan in general to be on offense, focusing on the quick passes, looking at the tight ends. All of our tight ends are healthy this week, which is great for Geno because his style of player uses more tight ends. I think we need to game plan more stuff for D. Eskridge, like more jet sweeps, kind of quick plays, because he's a pretty fast, agile guy.
You got 10 seconds.
And yeah, our defense needs to step up big because if they don't stop Pittsburgh and let them have a great offense, we're not going to win the game.
Yeah, man, great points by all you guys. I'm just going to say, the special teams has to become refocused. Our field goal game we have to get confidence in our field goal game, right? Defense, I'd like to see us blitzing a heck of a lot more against an immobile quarterback. Let's just get to him quicker and force him to make the plays that he has to make versus just sitting back there and being who he is as a veteran. And offensively, I think it's spot on. I don't even necessarily want Geno to be Geno, even though I said I wasn't going to give all my depth stuff. This is at the surface level just to get out of here. I want Geno to be a West Coast offense quarterback, a true West Coast offense quarterback, where he's making the reads, 1-step throw, 3-step throw, screen, 3-step, step back 2 and throw, whatever it is, using the short passing game to set up the run, and then using the time of possession, which to me is the most overrated thing in sports in terms of the stat, except for if we score a touchdown, make them use time to get a touchdown the other way, because we get that time. That time possession really counts towards us. So that's where our defense and offense has to be synergistic and working together. Hey, guys, great stuff tonight. We'll raid Norb's channel. So with that, man, we're excited for tonight's game. Geno, go get him. Russ, we hope you get healed up. The rest of the Seahawks, Pete Carroll, everybody else, man, good luck, and let's get them. Go Hawks.
Go.